I was quite a big fan of the first full release of Killing Floor, and I spent a lot of time destroying Zeds with my friends at many LAN parties that hold a dear place in my heart. So when I heard that a second game was being made, I was stoked. I even did something that I almost never do. I started playing a game while it was still in early access. Did Killing Floor 2 let me down? Hell no. It actually exceeded my expectations. They took all the things that I liked from the first game and actually improved on them. Also, some of the minor issues I had with Killing Floor were fixed as well. But let's dig a bit deeper, shall we? Killing Floor 2 is a survival squad-based game where you take on waves and waves of enemies of a nice variety and see if you can survive the onslaught, all while playing one of the several classes of characters and building their strengths the more you use them. You can level up each class, and as you do so, you can gain new perks and make the character even more badass and fun to play. This also prepares you a bit for some of the higher difficulties, but you're going to need plenty of skill to go along with those perks if you want to make it. There are quite a few classes and they all have very important uses. Some are able to deal massive damage to Zeds, others are used to heal players, and some can supply ammo or grenades to teammates. The great thing is there's something for almost everyone to sink their teeth into. You have all sorts of weapons to play around with: pistols, shotguns, assault rifles, swords, knives, flamethrowers, saw blade launchers, microwave guns, grenade launchers, rocket launchers, and tons of variety all around. I spent the most time with the Commando and Demolitionist classes due to the fact of it being more my playstyle with these types of games, even though I had fun with all the classes that I dabbled with. Another interesting thing is that you can buy weapons at the trader that will net you experience for other classes when you use them, even if it's not the class you're currently using. For example, if you're playing a Demolitionist and you buy a medic pistol, then when you heal other players it will help you level up your medic class even though you're playing a Demolitionist. This is best to play around with in the lower difficulties though, because in the higher ones you'll need all of your money to go to your most vital weapons, ammo, armor, and grenades for the class so you can make it through, and none of this stuff is really cheap. Enemies range from standard slow zombies that can grab you and hold you in place to slow you down, creatures with sharp blades for arms, women who can scream really loud, obese assholes who puke on you, dickheads who fire shots of flame at you, fuckboys with chainsaws, invisible bitches, little creepy man spiders, and giant cunts that can pound your flesh if they get near you. Plus there are 2 bosses in the game that you will fight at the last round, and they each have ways of making your day go to shit. The Patriarch fires rockets constantly, as well as a flurry of bullets, can use a cloaking device, and run and hide to heal like a little bitch. Dr. Hans Volter fires machine guns at you and throws explosives and gas grenades. If you get caught in the mess of any of this stuff that he throws at you, you probably won't live through it. He can also grab onto players and use them to replenish his health. The graphics are very detailed and look quite stunning. The amount of work that went into the little things of Killing Floor 2 really show, like the sheer volume of blood that gets shed on a map as each wave progresses. Zed time is also a treat. It's something that triggers for the players at the same time and slows down the action for a bit so you can either nail some really good shots, take a breath, or enjoy all the absolute carnage that's unfolding before you. It's actually quite a sight to behold. Plus the game runs super smooth. When I first started playing I was running a desktop PC setup from a few years back and I was still able to run the game on high settings with a great frame rate. Killing Floor 2 is even fun in solo mode, but I would highly recommend grabbing a group of friends and playing with them because it just makes the game so much better. Finding a team that works well together is key because in the higher difficulties making every shot count, using your class effectively, and having good communication is the only way to be victorious.
Oh, shit.
Changes are also being made in the game often, with some classes, bosses, or enemies being nerfed or buffed, in addition to some new enemies and new levels being added for free. Maps are also really fun and all have their own ideal areas for combat and places to avoid getting caught in. Nothing is worse than being cornered by some powerful creatures with no way out and just getting destroyed in seconds. So learning each map is pretty important. Also, there are so many custom maps being added all of the time by other players, and there are plenty of great ones. The Steam Workshop has plenty of additional things like that you could subscribe to, and if you're in a game where someone is joining a map that you don't have, it automatically downloads it for you when you're joining a match, which is pretty cool. So would I recommend Killing Floor 2? Hell yes, I would. For the amount of content available, it's well worth the purchase, and if you're a fan of intense first-person survival action, then you should feel right at home with this one. So get some friends to jump in with you, make some dosh, and go kill some Zeds.